Well, Dave Steele is an award-winning poet, author, public speaker, singer, and advocate for the blind. Diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa in 2014, this genetic eye condition left Dave severely sight impaired. Together with his wife, Amy, the family grappled with difficult diagnosis as RP quickly left Steele an unemployed father of 4. Feeling the stressors of financial debt and the loss of his independence, Dave turned to social media for support with his RP journey. He's here today to tell us more, and he's joined by Bari Azman. Welcome to you both.
Oh, it's great to be
here.
here.
Thank you guys
Julie.
for coming in. We're happy to see you. I know it's been a long tour. We were talking about that during the break.
Certainly has.
And today's the last day of the tour.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
So, Bari, let me ask you, let me start off with you here. What made you decide to sponsor this blind poet, this one in particular, for his first American book tour?
Great question, Julie. So it's actually a long story, so I'll keep it short, but one of our patients who we've had success with as far as being able to help improve her sight, improve quality of life, was doing some social media work for Dave. And she, this patient is based in West Virginia, and she had reached out to us, and she was working with Dave. She had this whole big idea of bringing Dave to America for his first American book tour. And so for us, we really gravitated towards Dave's message as far as there's a lack of education when it comes to sight loss, and we felt that through Dave's poetry this would be a great opportunity to really advocate and create additional awareness.
So Dave, talk to us, tell us about, describe to the audience what your eyesight is like now.
Okay, so it's declined. I was originally diagnosed nearly 6 years ago now, and I lost all my peripheral vision, so like a tunnel kind of closing inwards. So at the moment I can't see out of my left eye. That's completely blurred now. That's almost gone. And my right eye is very much like looking through a tiny straw. So I can see your face, and I can just see like one eye, and then everything else is clouded around there. And I've probably maybe got a couple of years left before that goes, so I can't see faces anymore.
Oh wow! But you can still see your children.
I can, absolutely.
And
I can
your
still,
wife, Amy.
And everything I do inspires me to show them that if they inherit RP when they're older, because there's a 1 in 2 chance that my children could have it, when they're in their late teens, early 20s. It normally shows first stages. That nothing can stop you.
Are there certain checkups? Are there certain things that can be tested? Can there be tests that are run to see? Yeah,
well, so with RP, there's lots of different variations, gene mutations as they call it. So with the type that we have, there's a 1 in 2 chance that they're going to have it. They are carriers, but because it doesn't show the first signs until late teens, early 20s, and my son's 6, Austin, and my daughter Ellie is 12, and we kind of just got to wait. It's like a waiting game, ticking time bomb. We've just got to wait till they get to that kind of stage. For example, I've got a sister who's got 2 children, and both of them have got it. So it's 1 in 2 every time.
Okay. Well, Dave, you've been on this incredible journey here in the U.S. You've been, on tour. What has been the most impactful moment so far?
Oh, wow. Crazy. I'll tell you a very brief story. We were in Rhode Island College, and I did a talk there. Was doing a Q&A and some book signings, and there was a guy in the room who was drawing my attention. Had kind of a high-vis jacket on, looked like he come straight from work. So he eventually comes up, speaks to me. I introduced myself, and he told me that he was just diagnosed with RP the week before. So immediately I took him off to the side to have a chat with him and sort of see how he was. And eventually he tells me that he was only just diagnosed the previous Monday. He had been doing some research online, found one of my poems. He was struggling with, how he was feeling about, angry, sad, upset. He'd been told he's got 3 children, they might have it. And he found one of my poems, it really helped him. And he was in work that day, and his wife rang him and said, "You're never going to believe this, but Dave Steele's in America, and not only is he in America, he's in Rhode Island." And this guy jumped in his car, drove an hour to come and see me, and just said, "I've got to meet this guy." And it was like, it was a real goosebump moment. But there's been lots of moments like that. I had a family come all the way from Amarillo in Texas with a little girl who I've been supporting since she was 6 years old with my poetry. She used some lines to come back at some kids that were being mean to her at school, and they brought her all the way from Amarillo to meet me.
Well, Dave, let's hear some of that poem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. All the tears that I have shed and these scars upon my wrist have made me who I am today, prepared me now for this. I wouldn't be so strong if I had never failed before. I'd still be isolated, scared to step outside my door. I'm not saying that I'm over this. Those bad days still come. For even now, whilst reading this, I'm blinded by the sun. I'm anxious and my chest is tight. I feel like giving in. But deep inside my heart I know I'll never let this win. I promised just 5 years ago, when blindness certified, through poetry I'd share my tale to others far and wide, so no one ever need to feel alone with losing sight. explain the thoughts to loved ones through these verses that I write. But never did I imagine that my words could do so much. They've healed the hearts of strangers, opened doors with slightest touch. I'll be a friend, my pride will mend, my purpose clear to see. 3 books will be my legacy, my stand by me RP. I know that soon these faces that I look upon today will disappear, but I won't fear, these memories will stay. My wife, my sons, my daughter, in here will never age. My love for them is printed in each poem, verse and page. When last has gone, I'll carry on to make my family proud, to be a voice for others, to help them lift this hazy shroud, inspire them to grab a cane and step outside their home. 4 words, each poem's message, saying you are not alone.
Dave, wow, that's powerful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we gotta go, but before I do, where can we pick up the books?
Well, you can pick them up at thelowvisionshop.com.
Okay.
Thelowvisionshop.com, and if you order them ASAP, Dave will sign them, personalize them with a message to anyone who wants to order, or you can also purchase them on Amazon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Safe travels back to the UK.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us, folks. More of Let's Talk Live coming up next.